Hi there guys, welcome to today's lesson. In this lesson we're going to be dividing whole numbers and decimals by 100. First of all, write today's date and I can and underline the date in your books. Pause the video here whilst you do this. Once you've done this, then complete the warm-up below. So remember that when you're adding decimals to make 1, the tenths should add up to 10. So 8 add 2 makes 10, so 0.2 add 0.8 would equal 1. Pause the video here whilst you complete the warm-up. Okay, so 0.7 would add to 0.3, 0.4 would be 0.6, 0.5 add 0.5 would equal 1, and then 0.9, and then finally 0. 1 add 0 is 1. Let's have a look at our keys to success for today's lesson. First of all, put the number that's given to you into the place value grid. Then move the digits to the right by the number of zeros that's shown. So for example, if you're dividing by 10, just move the digits one space to the right. If you're dividing by 100, there are 2 zeros, so move the digits 2 spaces to the right. But remember to keep the original digits the same and keep them in the same order. Let's have a look at this example. First of all, I'm going to put 543 into the place value grid. And remember that the decimal point always stays in the decimal point column, it doesn't move. And then because I'm going to divide it by 100, the digit is going to move 2 places to the right. So the 3 is going to end up in the hundredths column. And then all the other digits are going to stay in the same order. And then the decimal point stays in that decimal point column like so. And so my answer would be 5.43. Let's have a look at another example. First of all, you put 678 into the place value grid. Pause the video here whilst you do this. Then, because you're dividing by 100, move the digits 2 places to the right. Remember to keep the decimal point where it is. So you'd have the 8 in the hundredths column. And then you'd have the 6 and the 7 before it with the decimal point in the same column. And therefore the answer would be 6.78. Pause the video here and have a go at this example. So first of all, put 721 into the place value grid. Then move the digits 2 places to the right. And you should end up with 7.21. Now let's have a look at dividing a 2-digit number by 100. So I'm going to do the same again and put 45 into the place value grid like so. And then I'm going to move the digits 2 places to the right. So the steps are still the same. However, when I end up with my answer, I end up with 0.45. Now don't forget, if there's nothing in the ones column, what digit would be shown there? There would be a 0 because there's nothing there. And so your answer would be 0.45. Let's have a look at another example. So first of all, put in 67 into that place value grid like so. Then moving the digits 2 places to the right, as shown. And as you can see, the 7 would end up in the hundredths column. So that means the 6 would end in the tenths column. The decimal point stays where it is. So what would the answer be? There would be 0.67 because there would be no ones and so a 0 would need to be in the ones column. Now let's have a look at the fluency. Remember, if you're dividing by 10, because there's only one 0, you're only going to move the digits 1 place to the right. Whereas if you're dividing by 100, there are 2 zeros, and so you need to move the digits by 2 places. Pause the video here whilst you solve the fluency questions given to you. Now let's look at the answers. 324 divided by 10 would be 32.4. 23 divided by 10 would be 2.3. 424 divided by 10 would equal 42.4. 785 divided by 10 would be 78.5. And then 6,195 divided by 10 would equal 619.5. Now let's have a look at dividing by 100. 14 divided by 100 would be 0.14. 145 divided by 100 would be 1.45. 8,712 divided by 100 would be 87.12 or 87.12. 381 divided by 100 would be 3.81, and 8,997 divided by 100 would be 89.97. Put a tick next to the answers that you got correct, and make any corrections and put a cross next to the ones that you got incorrect. Let's have a look now at an example of the problem solving question that you might come across on maths.co.uk. As you can see, there's a table here. There are 2 columns, one that says divided by 10 and one that says divided by 100. There's a number that's given on the left. I will start with that number and then I will work across. So the first one says 340, and then if you move to the next column, I'm going to divide that by 10, which would make 34. So 340 divided by 100 would be 3.4. 3,500 divided by 10 would equal 350. And then I've got a blank space. So that's asking me what number would go there if 3,500 was divided by 100. Well, if I put 3,500 into the place value grid and then moved them 2 places to the right, I'd end up with 35. And then if I was to do the same with the number underneath, with 67,500 divided by 10, I'd need to put that number into the place value grid and move it 1 place to the right. And so I'd end up with 6,750. And finally, 81,000 divided by 10 would equal what? Pause the video here whilst you solve the last row. So 81,000 divided by 10 would equal 8,100, and 81,000 divided by 100 would equal 810. This is an example of something that you'll come across when you log on to maths.co.uk. So pause the video here and log on to maths.co.uk and complete the set of questions that have been given to you. Okay, so this week we've looked at multiplying and dividing by 100. Which direction do you move when you're multiplying and when you're dividing? If you're multiplying, remember it needs to go to the left. And if you're dividing, the digits need to go to the right. How many spaces do the digits move when you're dividing or multiplying by 100? Well, because there are 2 zeros, that means you have to move them 2 spaces. So, pause the video here and solve this question. $450 divided by 100, and then after that, solve 45 multiplied by 100. Pause the video here whilst you solve these. So 450 divided by 100 would equal 4.5, whereas 45 multiplied by 100 would equal 4,500. If you're able to do this, You've shown that you have been successful this week with multiplying and dividing by 100. Until next time, guys, and I'll see you on the next check-in. Bye.